First of all, my government and the PP civic government believe strongly that civil society has an important role to play in any democratic society. But civil society, a role cannot be convenient, or the truth cannot be convenient. And we cannot confuse civil society with individual organizations. That is, organizations that are run by individuals or are not open to the wider membership of our country. These organizations cannot be the conscience of truth or the conscience of society when they're convenient in the way they address issues. Many of the organizations had nothing to say after the no confidence motion. They had nothing to say during the 5 months of impasse where our country integrity and credibility was damaged because of what took place. Today, we were elected based on an agenda. We were elected based on a manifesto. And we have a responsibility to implement that manifesto as effectively and comprehensively as we can. And that is the intentions of the government. First of all, I remember during the campaign, many of these very people, they tried to make a mockery out of our promise to deliver 50,000 jobs, to deliver 50,000 house lots. And today, what we are seeing a change now that the government is moving at too fast a pace. These are targets that we set in our manifesto. These are targets that we were elected upon. The projects that we are pursuing are projects that we presented to the electorate, and they elected us as a government to deliver on those projects. Let me be clear. We are going to move at even an accelerated pace to ensure that commitments we made to the people of this country are realized, and that our social contract on which we were elected must be achieved. Now, the issue of accountability and so on. Every single project that we are pursuing, if it is not approved in the National Assembly, in the National Parliament, you will see expression of interest. All these projects are discussed in the public domain. We have established a clear vision for the transformation of our country. We have established a clear vision for the economic development of our country. But it is clear that there are some organizations that are convenient with the truth and that are political in nature, and they cannot help themselves. They cannot help themselves and their political bias. And I do not have an issue if these organizations inherently have a political bias or a political agenda, but they must not hide under the cloak of independence. They cannot hide under the cloak of independence. And I want to make this very clear. Everything that we are pursuing, the agenda that we are pursuing, the role that we are playing, not only in Guyana, but in the region, is for the upliftment of Guyana, the upliftment of Guyanese, and the positioning of Guyana as a country with integrity, a country with democracy, and a country in which the rule of law must be the basis on which decisions are made and the development of our country is advanced. And for this, I have no apology. And I am saying that the government even needs to accelerate the pace of development. There is great expectations from the people of our country. And we have clearly defined the path and the way forward. How we have made it very clear, the General Secretary of the party and Vice President in his press conference made it very clear that when it comes to the constitutional matters that require consultation with the opposition, we are not going to walk away from that responsibility. We are not going to waver on that responsibility. Further, the place for debate is the parliament and even in the wider domain. We have consulted the electorate and were elected after that consultation based on a program. So I just want to make these points because We are not going to succumb to an agenda that is trying to slow the development process of our country and the development of our people.